Hello, I am Rebecca. I am let's see, what am I? I'm an entrepreneur for 20 years. I started my first business when I was 22. I've been self-supporting. I haven't had a job since I was 20 years old. I've had plenty of jobs working for myself. I became really passionate about teaching women about 5 years ago, and I started coaching and kind of evolved into this course creator. And I'll tell you more about that over the next 3 days. Okay, we're coming on here. So sorry, I'm trying to keep up with the comments too. So if you see me looking down, I'm looking down at the comments because I can see them better on my computer. And then I've also got an outline here because I have a tendency to just go off on tangents. So I have a little outline with bullet points to keep me on point so that we don't go all over the place today. All right, so it looks like you guys are coming on. We've got Angela in Colorado. It's snowing. Oh, I want snow so bad. I wish it snowed here. I'm gonna go up to Big Bear this weekend and go snowboarding to get my snow fix. Marjorie, you're in Florida now? Marjorie is one of my clients. That's cool. How's it in Florida? Let's see, who else is on here? All right, you guys. So obviously with this training, we're gonna go for 3 days. There will be a different topic each day, and then I'm going to keep this pop-up group open until February 2nd. So if you miss something or if you're coming in late, I know that more people will probably join this group later today. Or if you're not able to make it to the lives, these replays will be here for you until February 2nd. I will be active in this group for the entire time. So as you're going through and doing the work that I'm giving you, today we're gonna get some clarity on something. Tomorrow I'm gonna give you a lot of information. So I would say show up tomorrow ready to take notes. And if you have questions at all during the time that this pop-up is open, simply direct message me or put a comment here in the group and I will answer you. I'm pretty actually psycho about answering people right away. So if you have questions, whatever you need, let me know. Okay, it looks like we've got quite a few people on here, so I'm going to get started. So my intention with this training over the next couple of days is to help you use your current expertise to create a course that you can teach one time and sell forever. I'm gonna say that again because I really want it to sink in. And those of you who already are my clients in different courses and in Course Creatrix, you guys know how I do this. My intention here is to help you use your current expertise to create a course that you can teach one time and sell forever on repeat. So right now I'm doing this Tony Robbins thing. I don't know if anyone else is doing this. If you guys are in it, give me a thumbs up or a heart or something. Tony Robbins is doing a free challenge right now that I actually jumped into yesterday, so I am watching the replays in there. But he said something yesterday that pretty much sums up my entire existence. He said, complexity is the enemy of execution. Complexity is the enemy of execution. And that basically sums up the whole reason I'm here, okay? I can't do complex. I don't like to have to follow a million steps. If I am given a formula that seems like it's super intricate and like complex, I won't execute. I'm an action taker, but I am not an action taker who will take action when you give me 8 million steps that you say I have to follow. So I really liked that. Complexity is the enemy of execution. So I wanted to just share that with you guys. I love Tony Robbins. Anybody else who's in that, there's like 500,000 people in this challenge. It's really cool. Let me know what you thought about yesterday's live if you were in there. So moving right along, we can't really deny that we're in some weird times. 2020 was a really crazy year. The world has changed. And I think that the people who are drawn to work with me, we all kind of really understand that things aren't actually going to go back to normal. Things have changed. We walked through the fire in 2020 and we're still doing it. And if you're feeling a little off or worried about the way the world is going, I just want to say, don't let this paralyze you, because with the craziness and the weirdness and the changes and the not normalness that is going on, there is a lot of opportunity. And we can see that opportunity when we give ourselves the chance to step back. So what's really happening right now is, for those of us who want to be in business online, it's really time to innovate and adapt. And if we don't innovate and adapt, we die. Brick and mortar businesses in San Diego are shutting down left and right. It's unbelievable and heartbreaking. And I just think back to like when I started my first business and how I didn't, and I'll tell you more about that business tomorrow because that has a lot to do with this training. I didn't even realize at the time, 20 years ago, that I was starting something that would become an online nationwide business that was completely location independent for me. It wasn't my intention. My intention was that I wanted to have children and I didn't want to be working full-time out of the house. So I created a business, and as it kind of evolved and grew, it grew into this online thing. And here I am now, and everything I do is online. And so I didn't have to do too much adaptation in order to survive last year. But I will tell you that in 2020, I quadrupled my income. I quadrupled my income because I doubled down on my online offerings. And this is what I want you guys to see, is that I am a single mother of 4 kids. I was widowed 10 years ago. My 4th child's father doesn't have much to do with anything. So I'm basically on my own with 4 kids. I don't get child support, and I am living an amazing life because I have learned to adapt and create a business that flows with when I have energy, works around my kids' schedules, and allows me to have no cap on how much money I can make. And this is something that I'm so excited to teach you guys how to do. And yeah, it just lights me up. So I'm going off my little my little notes here. Let me get back. So everybody has something to teach. And usually that thing that you're supposed to be teaching is like, comes so like easy and quickly to you that it's like, duh. I'm gonna give an example of one of my clients who's actually on here right now. Her name is Sarah. She's created a course that shows you how to start your own in-home daycare. And for Sarah, that comes so easily, but for the rest of us, like we have no idea. It would take us 5 years to figure out all the ins and outs of starting an in-home daycare. Sarah can show you how to do it in a couple of weeks. And so we all have something like that. I had a photographer take course Creatrix who created a course to show people how to, I don't know if she's in here or not, that show people how to create a wedding photography business. I've had actors take the course to show people how to break into reality TV. There's no end. It's that one thing that you know how to do. It's the one thing that you do really well. That's like, duh, everybody knows how to do this, but they don't. And that is what you're here to teach. So what is it that you're here to teach? We're all here to teach something. Each one of us has something inside of us that other people need. For me, I actually have quite a few things that I can teach people. I told you guys that I have been an entrepreneur for 20 years. And to me, being an entrepreneur comes naturally and easily. I have the superpower of being able to create a business really quickly and start making money fast. And to me, for a lot of years, I thought no one would pay me to learn how to do this because it's just like anybody can do it. And the truth is anybody can do it, but not everybody has that thing inside of them like I do where it comes super naturally and easy. Sorry, the comments are totally getting in the way of what I'm looking at. Sorry. I've ended up creating courses on mindset. I've created courses on business building, and I'll go into detail on the business course that I have tomorrow because I'm going to use that as an example here. I've created this, course Creatrix, a course on creating courses. I created a course that I'm actually running right now called Unfuckwithable that is about learning how to stop caring so much about what other people think and get your message out there. So I've got a lot of courses that I've created, and it's always something that I'm good at that I just put out there and say, hey, who wants to learn this? And people kind of come in and they want to learn it. Sarah says, everyone is an expert at something. Absolutely. Everyone is an expert at something. I don't care what it is. It could be knitting. It could be graphic design. Whatever it is. It could be anything. So my biggest course, hold on, let me take a drink. Getting a little warm here. When I start getting into flow, I get like kind of sweaty and warm. It's kind of crazy. So my biggest course launch to date, the course that makes me the most money right now is a very niched program that I thought would never work. and I'm going to tell you more about it tomorrow. This course was not created when I started selling it. So the course that has done the best for me is in a totally niched industry that only a few certain type of people would want to even do. And I sold it. I started selling it 3 years ago without creating it. I didn't create it before I sold it. I sold the idea and then I created the course as I went. And that's my pro tip for you. And I know this sounds really backwards, but my tip is to sell first, create later, always. So we build the plane while we're flying it. And my reasons for that are because, first of all, I'm a procrastinator, so I will just do everything at the last minute naturally. That's just how I work. I like to cram it all into the last minute. And I understand that not everyone's like that. That is just how I flow. And the other reason is that you don't really know, like you can create the course and then you sell it and you get the group together and you start teaching it. And then you realize that people have different questions than what you may have anticipated when you created the course. So for me, it's always made more sense because I don't like to take extra steps. It's always made more sense for me to sell the course, get the people in, collect their payment, and create the course with the first group. So that particular course, the business building course that I'll really go into detail about tomorrow, doesn't have a website. I'm never going to create a website for it. It didn't have any sort of an email list when I started. I didn't pay for any advertising to get my first clients, and it regularly sells out at, my launches are usually between $25,000 and $40,000 a quarter with that course. And I'll tell you all about that tomorrow because today is not the day to get into that. I've taught many courses over the years in a one-to-one model and also in small online groups. But what happened with that, when I was teaching people one-on-one or just doing small live groups online where I would sell the course and I would get 5 or 10 people in and I would keep teaching it over and over again to different groups of people, I became capped. It became a thing where it was like, I could only make this much money. Like I'd launch a course, I'd have about a $10,000 launch. I'd get like 5 to 10 people in it. I would teach it, they would finish, I'd launch it again, and I'd start the whole thing again. And I'd be like, I was so sick and tired of repeating myself every couple of months, teaching the same thing over and over and over again. And then I realized that like that energy, that like, oh God, I have to teach this again, was making it to where I couldn't actually sell the thing on the level that I wanted to sell it at. So I started taking, I realized that I needed to be able to reach a bigger audience so that I could make the revenue that I wanted. So I started taking courses on course creation, and I've taken a lot of the big name courses on course creation. And I've also dropped out of many of them halfway through because my head was spinning with all the steps and all the things and all of this and all of that. I just couldn't handle it. I can't handle somebody saying you have to do this. So I threw it all out and I decided that I was going to forge my own way. I set the intention that I wanted to create a course that I could teach one time live, sell it forever, and that my energy would then be behind launching that course instead of trying to, getting into the vibe of, oh, I have to teach it again live. And it worked, and it worked huge. This was about 2 years ago, or a year and a half, 2 years ago. I took the course that I had created and I put it into a format that only requires me to show up for my clients twice a month. Sarah, yeah, you've been in courses like that as well. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, if you're a true entrepreneur and a true creator, I think that you need to have some creative freedom in the process. So my intention with Course Creatrix has always been to show you, like, this is the fastest and easiest way. Here's how you do all the tech things, but then allow you the creative freedom to also do things your own way. So in some of the bigger course creation classes that I took, they were just like, it was so broken down, and it was like, you have to sit down and write this, and then you have to write this way. And to me, I like to teach my clients how to pull the thing out of their soul and throw it onto the internet with your own crazy personal vibe and attract in the people who are gonna be the most fun to work with. So I got off topic there, but that method worked for me. I was able to take that course and put it into a format that only required me to show up for my clients 2 times a month and have them do the rest on their own. So instead of me showing up weekly to deliver a module and then answer questions, my clients were watching a pre-recorded module, and then what they expected from me in the course, because I put it on all my sales pages and this is what they were buying, was that every other Tuesday I would show up in our private Facebook group and I would host a live Q&A on Zoom. So we have that live version, but then they're learning like the nuts and bolts in pre-recorded videos that I actually recorded years ago with another private group that I just decided to edit those recordings and put them out there and let the people do it. So the people come into the course, my energy then is around launching the course. So I call this, in Course Creatrix, I call this banging the drum. And Sarah and Marjorie, who are on here, who are in Course Creatrix, will tell you that I really, really, really like to bang the drum. And banging the drum means that you are basically talking about what you're offering, you're making offers to people, you're doing things like this where you're hosting free trainings to get people into your energy, and you're just getting the word out about yourself. So that's where my energy goes. And then when the people sign up for the course, they have the modules delivered to them every other week. They can watch them on their own. And then they expect me to show up twice a month during the course. The Course Creatrix, I show up once a week for a live Q&A, but all my other courses, I show up every other week for a live Q&A. And then what happens there, and what that sort of sets me up for, is it puts me in a position to massively over-deliver. Because people are coming in expecting one thing, okay, we're gonna be live with Rebecca every other week, and then what happens is I'm showing up way more than that, and I'm direct messaging them and asking them how they're doing. I'm posting little things in our group for them to do, things to think about. I'm offering my expertise on looking at what they're doing in the course and how they are putting things together. And so what happens is I create the expectation of me showing up once a week or once every other week, and then that puts me into a vibe of like wanting to show up more. So that method has really freed me up to focus on filling my programs every quarter. So last year I launched once a quarter with most of my programs. The program, my OG program that has the big launches and sells out every quarter, I've actually changed that. And this is the cool thing when you become a course creator, is that you can, you can change shit up and you can do what feels good to you. So with that particular course, I'm no longer gonna launch it once a quarter. I'm keeping it open for people to jump into whenever. Because what happened with that course is for the last 2.5, 3 years, all of the alumni from that course are still in the private group. And then all of the new students would come in once a quarter, and the new students would start at module 1 and they'd go all the way through every other week to module 6. But the old students were also showing up and asking questions. So I was still showing up every other week, doing my thing, and people were all in different stages of the course. So I was like, well, why am I limiting myself to launching once a quarter when everybody that shows up to these live calls is really in a different part of the course anyways, and they can still ask their questions with me live and I can still teach them. So I've changed it to where that course, people can buy into it whenever they want and get started. And that's been really cool because I've been waking up now to PayPal notifications just left and right, people jumping into that course, because that course now has a life of its own. And as the years have gone by, I have built an email list for that course, and I have created, different pockets of, different places on mainly Facebook and Instagram where I have people who have been interested in that course. And so they know that when they're ready to jump in, all they have to do is make their first payment. So that has been amazing. And again, frees me up to have so much free time. I can hang out do whatever I want with my kids whenever I want. I can go live and do my live trainings from wherever I am in the world. I did a couple of them last year when I was in Costa Rica. I did one in Europe a couple of years ago. I've been able to create a business that just follows me wherever I am. And the only thing I ever have to worry about is what time zone I'm in to make sure that my clients get, that I show up at the right time. So during this training, You'll learn about how I did that, all the technology I used, exactly how to use that technology, how to find your clients, and how to sell out your course, and how, and this is the most exciting part, how I have created now $15,000 a month in revenue from course creation, from all my different courses with people on payment plans, and how I'm going to double that in the next month or two. I'm going to be making $30,000 a month. And how do I know that? Because I know how to do this. I know I can pop out a course like that now. And what I really like about Course Creatrix is that once we start, for those of you who are in the 8-week program, you know this. For those of you who will be coming in, you'll get to see this. I work alongside of you guys. I get so fucking inspired by your creativity that I end up creating a course and doing it with you. So it's really fun. But I'm not here to sell you on that yet. So today's focus, now that I've kind of told you all the things, and hopefully I've got you excited about the fact that you too can create recurring income. That $15,000 a month was not hard to create at all. And doubling it to $30,000 a month is not going to be hard. It's going to require me showing up more like this and making more offers, but all the back end techie stuff is handled. And I have an assistant. I have a part-time virtual assistant who only works a few hours a week. So this is all largely automated, and I will show you how to do that. But we have to start today with, what are you here to teach? So let me pause for a minute to look and see. I'm gonna address the comments. And for those of you who aren't here live, if you're watching the replay, please drop your comments down here. Questions, notes, comment, anything that you want to say or want me to answer. I will be looking through this. So we're talking about, hold on, Sarah said, the coolest thing is that you leave room for your students to use their own creativity. That is what is possible when it, yeah, exactly. Because what happened was I took a bunch of courses on course creation because I was like, okay, I want to be a course creator, and I know I have stuff to teach. And I got bogged down with the steps, and I was like, ugh, this sucks. It feels like I'm going to school, you know? I'm like, I might have ADHD or something. I don't know. I just can't follow somebody else's rules. So I created a space where my clients can learn and have all their questions answered. And the hardest part for everybody is always banging the drum, you know, feeling comfortable banging the drum, and the tech. And so we have all of that covered, but then I also provide an energy like that's just pushing you forward the entire time and getting you really pumped up to do what you're doing. And I get so excited when my clients start making money. It's like ridiculous. I do these crazy happy dances. So today, your assignment, that I want you to take this seriously. If you want to be a course creator, I really need you to do this. This is the most important step. We're going to determine what you're here to teach. So when this live stream is done, when you have a quiet moment, I want you to get out a pen and paper, or your laptop or your phone, or whatever you like to take notes on. And I want you to set a timer for at least 10 minutes. So for those 10 minutes, I want you to free write, unedited. I don't want you to think about what's coming through. I want you to ask yourself, ask whatever you believe in, God, angels, universe, aliens, whatever it is, I don't care. Whatever higher power, your divine self, your higher self, what am I here to teach? I get the chills when I say that because I just know there's more that I need to teach. What am I here to teach? And then I want you to write. I want you to write for at least 10 minutes. I don't care if you use pen and paper or how you do it, but I want you to just let it flow, channel it through. Let the higher intelligence tell you what you're supposed to teach. Don't worry about whether it sounds weird or if it's like, oh, but I could never teach that. Oh, but someone else is doing this. Oh, but blah, blah, blah. Fuck that shit. I want you to write everything down that comes out for a minimum of 10 minutes. Don't edit, let it flow, and don't judge anything that comes out of you. Just observe it. This is super important, and we're going to build on this over the next couple of days. So please do not skip this step. It's very important. I would love it if you posted in our group what you came up with. If you're not comfortable doing that, I would love it if you direct messaged me what you come up with, what you think you're here to teach. And if you get stuck during the, you shouldn't get stuck because I'm asking you to free write, but let's just face it, people get stuck. You can also jot down a list of 10 things that you know how to do really well that you think people would like to learn. You just get it all out there and put it in front of my eyes somehow. My preference is that you put it in the group because I really like to create, foster communication within our group, and I like to see you guys bouncing ideas off of each other. But if you're shy, send it to me in a DM. I'll look over it. I'll give you my suggestions. And then tomorrow we will go into great detail about who are you here to teach? And we'll do some exercises to determine that. So the ideal client, the niche, as you will. I kind of hate the word niche because basically, like, you are the niche, okay? Your ideal client is always going to be you a few steps behind. And so tomorrow we'll go into who are you here to teach? I'll go into great detail about that course that I told you about today and how I've had so much success with that. How I created it and why it sells out every time. And I'll be answering questions and giving you information about some technical things that you'll need to know. So my intention here, this is a 3-day training. I want to give you as much as I possibly can in 3 days. Free write topics for a course. Yeah, Sarah, you can free write. You've done this before. You can free write topics for a course. What I would prefer is that you ask whatever you think is bigger than you. I mean, I don't want to, God, angels, universe, higher self, aliens, whatever. Ask, what am I here to teach? And then free write about that. And then for bonus points, you could write maybe 10 different ideas that you think could turn into a course. But the main thing is, what are you here to teach? I want you to write out what you are here to teach without, hold on, something just came to me, right, Sarah? I know so I have my other course that I'm going to tell you about tomorrow is like my highest selling course, but this course Creatrix, is going to be my highest selling course because I freaking love teaching this. What if we already have that assignment topic? So Angela, just write it out. Go deeper into it. Angela, what is it that you are here to teach? Do you want to say it? What if we already have the topic and the target market? That's fine. Tomorrow we'll be going into the details on creation and launching and things like that. So if you have the, if you already know what you are here to teach 100% and you know exactly who it is that you're here to teach, then share that. I'd love to see it. Free write topics for a course. I'm getting these like, you have 50, yes, Angela, I'd love to see what you have done. I'm really interested in what you've done so far and what your questions are in relation to getting that out of you. Like if you've already written so much stuff, what has stopped you from, I'm talking to Angela here, what has stopped you from putting it out there and selling it? What are you getting stuck at? So what I find is that, and I used to do this too, is that I would get really into the first parts, which like, what are you here to teach? Who are you here to teach it to? And then I would stop myself from putting it out there and inviting people to learn from me because I would have a bunch of reasons why or things that I thought I had to have done first. So let's see. Okay, Angela, I'm reading. Licensed professionals moving into body contouring, understanding how the technology works, confident in speaking with clients. So when you say moving into body contouring, are you talking about plastic surgeries, tech parts? Yeah, see, we're covering that tomorrow, Angela. The tech parts, and I want all your tech questions too. But Angela, tell me what you mean. I don't know what type of licensed professionals moving into body contouring. Are you talking about people, doctors moving into like plastic surgery, or are you talking about what kind of body contouring? Because it sounds like your niche is very tight, which is good. Understanding how the technology works, confident, non-surgical body contouring. I've been looking into that for myself. I'm a big fan of Botox and Juvederm. Yeah, so the non-surgical body contouring. All right, okay, so I would say like, okay, Angela, so do you have a group? Do you have, I'm assuming you know where to find the estheticians and nurses. So what I would work on for you, yeah, melting fat and skin tightening. I'm all about that. I want to try that so bad. Anything that makes it fast and easy, right? So what I would work on for you, if the tech parts are stopping you, I still would like to see you tighten up what you want to teach and who you want to teach it to. It sounds like though you want, like your target client might not fully understand the technology that goes into the body, the non-surgical body contouring, and they're lacking confidence in speaking with clients and retaining them. So your course, I feel like, would be really a container to like pump them up and show them how they can go out and get clients, is what I'm thinking, because I'm sure there are a lot of, that's a big niche, to be honest with you. I live in Southern California. Everybody gets plastic surgery. We all have Botox. We all have Juvederm. Everybody's talking about Kybella and the fat freezing, whatever thing that's called. So there's a lot of it out there. And I think that you can actually do really good with this. I want to know more about how you plan to get in front of those people. So Angela, you can DM me if you want, or you can put it in here. Let me see what you have so far. I'd like to see the 5,100 words that you've written, and I want to help you. My intention here, like I said, is to help give you as much as I can in 3 days. If you want to go farther with me after that, you can join course Creatrix and we can hammer it hard for 8 weeks and you'll be getting clients before that's over. But for those who just want to take the free training, I promise, I don't do pressure sales. I will give everything I can in this group until February 2nd. So don't hold back. Send me your stuff. I want to see it. I want to help you. So I'm going to move down to Tori. Tori Cage says, confidence building, motivation, educating women on how to shop for their body type and feeling confident. I love that. Spirituality and how it relates to our growth in the physical realm. Tori, that's so good. And that goes along with like the whole like body positive movement that I love so much. I'm 44 years old. Yes, I'm old. And I look at the way that women were portrayed when I was coming up. I have a 17-year-old daughter. And how it was like so exclusive of normal bodies. Anyone who's close to my age will remember the late 90s. It was like Kate Moss and all the super skinny models, and oh yeah, 46, woo, the 40-year-old. I love my 40s. And so like there's such a shift in body positivity and body confidence, but I think still a lot of women don't understand. 45. Oh, you're only a year older than me. A lot of women don't understand how to shop for their body type. I know I fluctuate. I have been a fitness competitor and I've been in really amazing shape, and that was like 5 years ago. And today I'm not in great shape. I'm like 25 pounds over what I like to be, and I'm not comfortable. And I don't know how to shop for my body's type. I don't even know if I want to celebrate my body right now because I feel like I want to get it back to where it was. So I think that like the building confidence and helping women shop for their body type, that's amazing. And Tori, I had a girl, her name is Crystal Ann. She's in course Creatrix. You never get out of course Creatrix. So once you take it, you're always in the mastermind. So Crystal built a course. She has an online boutique that does really well. And she built a course that shows people how to create an online boutique. And I feel like the two of you would be a cool connection. I don't know. I just got an intuitive hit there that maybe like, you could come up with something together, like separately and then also together, where she's got, the boutique people and then you've got like the body confidence. Really cool. So Tori, if you're comfortable telling me, what has stopped you from starting, from promoting yourself, promoting this course? I'll wait and see. I have a movement. It's a traveling pop-up for women. I love it. So how is the traveling pop-up doing right now with COVID? Can you move that online? Well, you can move anything online. I mean, that's like my expertise is showing you how to do it online. So of course you can. Women's empowerment. Yeah, so I want to know why you haven't put this online yet, Tori. If you can't answer that, if you hear me and are able to put it on here. I'd say most people don't start their online business because the tech scares them or they're afraid of what other people think. Working towards virtual. Yeah, you can go virtual fast, girl. You can go virtual fast, trust me. I think that a lot of people they get scared off by the technology. And then the other thing is worrying about what people are gonna think when you start talking about your thing and offering. A lot of women in particular have a weird mindset around sales. And I teach a version of sales that is more of a sharing than selling. And if you look at my Facebook page, I'm selling all the time, but I'm selling in a way that is offering and sharing something that I've created that I'm excited about. And I never feel salesy or pressury or anything like that. Didn't know the channels. Yeah, it's easy, Tori. It's easy. We'll go into the tech tomorrow. But if you have questions, drop them here. So I'm going to see, so we're going on 45 minutes here. I have time though. I have time for more questions if anyone else would like to ask them. But to remind you, go into that journaling, do the 10 minutes, ask, what am I here to teach? Even if you already know, like a couple of you already know what you're here to teach, and that's awesome. But I still want you to write it out. Angela, if you want to send me what you already have, I'm happy to look at it and go back and forth with you. And post in here, you guys. Let's light this group up. We've got some amazing women in here. I'm so excited about this pop-up group. It's so crazy. So excited at how many people are in here. And some of my course Creatrix devotees, a couple of ladies who have taken the course are in here because this is just so much fun. Once you start doing it, you don't want to stop. So, all right, you guys, any other questions? I don't see any, so I'm gonna go. I don't like to keep these too long because I feel like I like to just get the information out, answer the questions, and then not give you like too much to chew on if you want to watch the replay, so it's not annoying and you're watching like a 2-hour thing. That's just how I roll. So any other questions, drop them here. Feel free to post in the group. You can go live in the group. You can do whatever you want in there. But please somehow get in front of me the homework for tonight. The what are you here to teach? I want you to set a timer for 10 minutes, free write about what it is that you believe you are here to teach. And if you don't know that, then I just want you to bang out a list of what you think you can teach. Oh, hey, Catherine. I've been doing one-on-one coaching, financial freedom, and success for it. Oh my God, Catherine. I'm sober. I celebrated 4 years sober. I'm gonna answer Catherine. I celebrated 4 years of sobriety on November 1st. I'm in my 5th year now. Financial freedom and success and sobriety. How is that a course? That's totally a course. It's a mindset course, and then it's also a practical action course. And for me to give you, to help you break that down, Catherine, I do want you to do the homework that I gave tonight, and send it to me or pop it in here, because that's totally a course. And the sober community is huge. Catherine, you know that if you're in it. And a lot of like the newly sober women in particular, they have that fear, that financial fear, and they need someone to hold their hand, and they need someone to show them how to vibrate at the frequency and energy of money. We've all had our financial freakouts and fears before, but when you're newly sober and you're maybe in the middle of a divorce, or you're having problems, or you've got a bunch of debt because you were, an idiot when you weren't sober, you're cleaning up that destruction. They definitely need help. They definitely need help, and I could totally help you make that a course. And there's so many groups online where you could promote that, and I see that being a very big thing, and probably really fulfilling as well. So yeah, do the homework. Just do the homework, guys. Don't just watch these things. Do the homework. There's a reason I'm telling you to do it. I make it really short. I don't give you a ton of homework. It's always a 10-minute thing, but we will build on it, and you will see it will all kind of come together as we move through. All right, guys, so I am going to jump off, but I will be monitoring this group all day long. So if you have questions, tag me. I see Tori just DM'd me. So yeah, if you're DMing me, just give me a little bit to get back to you, because I'm probably gonna get a lot of DMs. but I will skim through and give you guys my my suggestions if you want to DM me anything, or just pop it in the group and let the whole group see it. You've got 40 amazing women in here to bounce your ideas off of, so use that too. A lot of times when I host these pop-up groups, I obviously host them to try and fill my programs, but another cool thing that I see happening in here, you're welcome, Jaquetta. Another cool thing that I see happening is those who utilize the group and are vocal in the group end up making really close friends with the other women in the group. And I also see you guys becoming clients of each other, which is really cool. So use this group to get to know everybody, because you never know who may be interested in one of your offerings or may want to collaborate with you down the road. All right, guys, so I'm gonna go because I could talk forever, but you all heard me. If you need my help, let me know. Please send me your stuff, do your homework. This group will be open until February 2nd, so if you get behind or whatever, just try to get it all done before February 2nd, all right? I'll talk to you guys tomorrow, bye.